Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind Eminent Terry's Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, I gotta attack some issues. Because, you know, when I dive into my world, nothing even really exists in this world. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all may probably follow me on Instagram and see me following a lot of blog posts that y'all following, and it be the most random shit, and y'all see me say some shit like I never heard of them or something like that, because really on some real shit, I'm trying to detach myself from this realm of reality, and a lot of portals in this realm of reality that I absorb my soul, and a lot of times I start getting negative feedback and I start having negative ideas, and anytime I start to have negative ideas, the way I take that as something attacking my spirit. So obviously I'm in a vibration that I'm not supposed to be in, or I'm unaligned, or I'm in some type of frequency, some type of portal or realm of reality ran by some intellectual being that I have no business being in. And since my qualities of my spirit don't access the certain portals that I want in those realm of realities, then I start to think that start to doubt myself, when in reality I need to take myself out of that whole orb and start to understand that my frequency don't even need to be in that realm of reality. You see what I'm saying? So that's all essential, whatever that word is. Y'all know the energy I'm carrying, though. Y'all know it's positive. It's positive towards going where your spirit needs to be going towards when you start to think about things in that nature. And the reason I say that, to say this, is because there's a lot of things going on in music, and it's been going on in music that is like we could call quote unquote devil worship. But at the end of the day, there's no such thing as devil worship. Where there is now, because whatever intellectual being created that concept, you know what I'm saying, that being is the devil. And whether that being is physical or not, it's still a living organism, you know, or a living organ, you know what I'm saying, that's vibrating as a chakra somewhere, and it's receiving energy every day, and it's one of the most potent energies in this world. So if it wasn't created by God, it was created by man, but regardless, it's here now. That being is here. And when we talk about devil, the devil tendencies that the things have now, like I said at first, there's no such thing as devil worship. So all this 666, upside down cross, and things of that nature, these are just different variations and different directions of the same thing. You are a cross. You are Ankh. They represent the same thing, but depending on what Elohim shining, depending on what Elohim light is shining over what geographical location and what intellectual beings is in there, aka humans, and the concept that they take of this thing and what they force it to represent. And whoever vibrating this high on that human level going to connect with that Elohim that they connecting to in a more higher vibrational way. So that human is going to be able to be the representation of that Elohim to spew out the rhetoric and the energies and the ideas of that program. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the Elohim do. When an Elohim look at when a Pacific God look at a certain human that's willing to give all themselves to that God and willing to carry out the duties and obligations of that God, the God gives that human fruits and labor and the energy and the vibration frequency that it takes in order for that human to be an influence over more humans. You know what I'm saying? So it takes the one, and a lot of times, like the Matrix, the one is usually the person who's willing to carry the vibration frequency of whatever realm of reality is in. Just like you could be in a frequency that you don't need to be in, and you working all hard trying to prove all these points to the humans that received the vibrational energy of that intellectual being, that Elohim, in order for them to rule authority over that realm of reality in a lesser dense. You know what I'm saying? I mean, more dense, like a human. You may be in there trying to do all kind of shit to prove this, that, and the third, and it's wearing your soul out. I mean, you tired every day, but you just appreciate the feedback you're getting. So you willing to put your soul aside and put your ego in place and keep going in that realm of reality, not knowing you getting drained. And not knowing that realm of reality probably wasn't even for you in the first place. So you wasting all your time, aka seconds, motion, aka soul. You wasting all your soul, putting all your soul and energy into something that's just draining your life. And you giving more life to the intellectual being that rule that than yourself. You're supposed to be giving yourself life. You know what I'm saying? So off the bat, you know what I'm saying, you already got a misconcept on things. So when you go into these things, you all wore out. But a person who know thyself, you know what I'm saying, and then they just have to do what they have to do to live in this realm of reality under the Elohim. These people know how to balance. They know how to not give too much. If they is working too hard, they know how to chill out. They know how to be like, look, we all getting paid the same. I'm going to chill out. I'm not going to put all my soul into this because I know my soul not even supposed to be here in the first place. So while I'm letting this realm of reality and this intellectual being utilize my soul, I'm going to make sure I get out of the benefit of what I need to manifest out of it also, or this not going to work. See, that's how you're supposed to go into it. But I'm getting off topic, but all this correlates to metaphysic energy, because at the end of the day, I don't care what language, what race you is, whatever. I'm based upon energy. So that brings us to this point right here. All these musicians and stuff that's doing this devil worship and things of that nature, they don't even know what they're doing. And at the same time, what they're doing is devilish. Because here's the point. The actual symbols itself don't represent no devilish thing. Don't represent no negative thing. All this is godly. Upside down cross. It doesn't upside down cross to you. Maybe a side up cross to somewhere else in another geographical location. You see what I'm saying? Because the world is round. So the directions and angles of things is not the issue. What is the issue is the intellectual beings that create the concepts and throw in and have other spirits from other places come in and give certain things different concepts. So if the cross is like this straight up, right, and then you have and then that get popular by an intellectual being, right, and then you have another cross that's sideways, then you have another cross that's upside down. It's still a cross. It doesn't matter. But here's where the issue come in. The person who made the intellectual concept of the cross being right up, they got annotations around it. The person who made the intellectual concept of the cross being sideways got intellectual beings around it. And the one who made it upside down got intellectual concepts around it. So if we want to know which one is on the negative side of energy and which one on the positive side of energy, then we got to start looking at alternative motives of spirits. Now we know the cross is upside up, and we know like the energetic force that's being forced in the world. We ain't even got to think about that. If you listen to Archangel Uriel, we could just go towards directions, right side up. So if it's right side up, if that's and you think that's the way a cross is supposed to be, a cross don't necessarily have to be like that. But here's the energy it's carrying. It's carrying a right side up energy, and we know in the yin realm, the right direction is righteous. And we know to lighten your load and to go up is to lighten your load, feel upbeat, feel optimistic, feel happy. That's going up, upright. So if it's a physical representation of something here that's supposed to be right up, then we know that's the proper way. That's the proper energy we want to receive from that. So regardless of what the cross represents, we know the energy is carrying. So I don't care if it's a cross made out of trees, wood, I'm a cross. I don't care if I made a motherfucking cross out of some motherfucking shirt paint and a water bottle. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It all represents the same thing. What matters is what intellectual being is confusing you to make you think it's otherwise. So now you got a bunch of so when you look at it right side down, right? Like look at everything right side up. You right side up. You can't walk upside down, could you? You know what I'm saying? And you look like a damn cross, right? And the cross ain't nothing but a star. You see what I'm saying? A crystal. That's a star. You know what I'm saying? When you look up at the stars, you're seeing crosses and ups all motherfucking day. You know what I'm saying? These physical representations of it is just as above, so below. As below, so above. That's it. Ain't nothing more, nothing less. Now, you're the human moving representation of it. You see what I'm saying? Now, we know you can't walk on your head and like this or whatever like that. So we know it's going to be something wrong with the representation of a cross being upside down. Now, they're going to try to make you seem like it's other shit. But it's off the bat. When we say down, that means it's brought into density, right? And it's right side down. That means rightfully going down, right? And then then all the energy that comes from it is going to carry that frequency. So it doesn't matter what program of reality. Yeah, if you in a religious program, it's going to appear that the upside cross is devil and devilish. But if you in a bunch of other realms of reality, it's going to appear other ways. But I don't care what program is in, it's negative because it's down. So now what I'm saying is everything down isn't negative, but we have to look at the specific things we're talking about and what's actually being represented. If we're talking about the cross, and you is a cross, we know it doesn't make sense for the cross to be upside down because for all the cross represents righteousness and upbeat. So when you put that down, it's going to create left field and density. So off the back, it doesn't matter if a person into religion or not, and they know it's not the devil and this, that, and the third. The energy is carrying, when you push the upside down cross, is carrying somebody who's trying to do something left field, and they're doing it in density. So it's something that has to be experienced way more, or something that need to be brought into physical, or something material need to be gained out of it. You know what I'm saying? Or something physical out of it. So that's density. You see what I'm saying? So it don't matter what explanation around it. The energetic force is what I pay attention to, and the intellectual being, the spirit that created that shit. That's what I'm looking at towards. And the intellectual being, the spirit, either if they physical or not, that created upside down cross, had that mechanism and frequency around it. So anybody who utilized the upside down cross, 9 times out of 10, they try to rebel. Left field, remember the yin yang directions? Left, if it's left down, it's not right side up, so it's left side down. So it's trying to, anybody and anytime you ever see upside down cross, the energy, I don't care if you're religious or not, the energy you always gonna get from it is somebody trying to be rebellious, or something trying to be rebellious, try to be left field, and trying to get some type of material gain from it, or try to control some type of material, or something physical, or something external, because that's left down. So if we're talking about the cross, we're not talking about nothing else. We're talking about the cross, and we're talking about that being up down. That's the energy it carries. So anytime you have a rapper or something like that, don't listen to no motherfucking rappers. Listen, I'm the Archangel Uriel. They kicking bullshit. Cause look, it ain't the fact of what they using, it's how they're using it. And cause look, if the upside down cross or 666 didn't carry the energy and the frequencies that it did, then they wouldn't waste their time to even use it. You see what I'm saying? You could use anything. Everything means the same thing. A 5-point star, 6-point star, they all got equivalents to different locations, but they all come from the same place. So you can change the concept for it to be good or bad. But a lot of these things that's already here, since you're already in somebody's internal existence brought externally, then these representations already mean something to the Elohim that you under. So when you come down here and try to take on the claim of what they're presenting it for, and you're not coming up with your own concept of what it means, then you're actually still giving energy off and keeping this realm of reality active, keeping the power going, keeping things flowing, keeping it going, not letting it die out and letting new shit come in. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works. So these motherfuckers is just taking old theologies and shit like that, and since it's carrying negative spirits and frequencies, they're trying to use it to elevate their status, their social status, ego, things that don't even got nothing to do with the spirit. They sitting around thinking like, oh, I know this about to turn people off. Oh, I know this about to cause some attention. They're not sitting around actually being like, okay, what this is actually, because if they did that, they wouldn't even waste their time on doing that. That's like me wasting my time on putting eyeliner on and trying to look devilish and shit, and when really I could just be myself and have that spirit. Why put up external shit in front of me that don't even necessarily mean that shit? But since it's more powerful intellectual beings that create concepts and put other spirits to control that realm of reality to make it think what they wanted to think, and since you want out of this realm of reality what the Elohim have presented for you, you're going towards certain things in order to get certain things out of it. So you know when you go in to using 666 and that left field density going down, you know you're going to be able to receive some fruits and labors out of that. You're going to be able to receive some intention, some things out of that, because of the Elohim that created the concepts over that thing that we all have access to, and we all have access to create our own theology of it. You take it and give power to a certain God in order to get certain fruits and labors out of that shit, and then you think you did well, and then it doesn't even help when you have other celebrities and other people in the world saying, well, this person's smart because they figured out a way to get attention. Oh, this person's smart because they figured out a way to get some money. Oh, this person's smart because they figured out a way to get views, and all that shit don't even fucking exist. Fuck all that shit. You still carrying a dumbass spirit. And you gonna have to come back and experience that over and over again. I don't give a fuck what you think you're experiencing now. But believe me, it ain't as positive if you think it is. Flick boss, bitch. Y'all motherfuckers open y'all minds. Stop that nonsense. And stop that fake ass conscious shit and that fake ass devil worship and shit, because that's not even what it is. And y'all know that ain't what it is, but the simple fact that y'all trying to utilize that for some type of material gain, you're willing to sell your soul to a energetic field that don't give a fuck about you and ain't even got no fucking knowledge or no science or no education to give you, to the point that once you utilize this shit, you think you got what you want, but time and time has passed, you end up looking like a goddamn fool, and it hurt you in the motherfucking long run. So that short monetary gain that you thought you was getting, in the long run, is gonna fuck your ass up. And y'all take heed to that, you motherfucking dumbass rappers, you fake conscious ass motherfuckers, you fake metaphysic ass motherfuckers, and you motherfuckers who watch 1 or 2 videos about 666 or upside down cross and think you gonna be able to use that shit to get from point A to point B in life when you don't even know what the fuck this shit is. Flight boss, bitch. Goddamn. Hey, here, Archangel Uriel.